This one mental shift forces you to get your together. And I've been that guy that didn't have my together, right? I was off throughout my 20s. And then even in my late 20s, going into my 30s, despite already having success in my business and other areas of my life, I still had a lot of shortcomings. I still had addictions, I still had vices. And it wasn't really until this last year that I fully got my shit together. At this point, I'm 315 days fully sober. I just hit a personal record within my business. We doubled our income compared to last January. So we just hit 2x what the business made 1 year ago. My health, my fitness, my hormone levels, like everything is just becoming more and more optimized, despite me now about to be 35 years old. I think everything is at the highest level it's ever been. And I can attribute a lot of that to the mental shift that I want to explain in this video. So that way you can start doing this in your own life. So regardless if you're at very low levels or even if you've already have some level of success and accomplishments, I want you to start using this exercise I'm going to explain to you in today's video and start doing it in your day-to-day. Commit to doing this at least for the next week and watch how it starts to have a positive impact in your life. Because here's the thing, we all have a certain image of us right now internally, based on the narrative of our entire life, based on all the evidence that we've given ourselves up till this point. We have a certain image in our brain about who we are, right? And a lot of us, we have an image of ourselves that isn't even necessarily accurate. Like if you've ever met somebody who used to be really fat and they've lost a lot of weight, they still have an image in them about themselves that they're still kind of like ugly, right? Despite the fact that they may have even lost weight. And this video is not just for previously fat people. I'm saying this because we all have this image in our brain right now about who we think we are, but also understand that that image, it's subject to change, right? You can change that image over time. Now, if I told you that if you think you're this guy and then I suddenly just said, imagine that you're this guy that's at this level, that's a massive shift, and your brain won't even be able to fathom you making that kind of a shift. It's almost like we can only really see 1, 2, maybe 3 levels ahead of where we're at right now when it comes to financial, when it comes to our health and fitness, when it comes to our level of success with women, when it comes to our business or our brand or our content. It's not until we've already hit certain accomplishments that we then give our brain the evidence or the hope that we could be a certain person, right? The first time you accomplish something that's outside of your current identity, your brain will try to write it off. As you start to give your brain more and more and more evidence, it starts to slowly become undeniable. So the goal really is to envision a slightly better version of ourselves. I don't like thinking unrealistic levels. Like some people say you need to have like insane goals. And yes, that's true. But if I were to tell you right now, like if you were just making 10K a month right now, and I were to tell you, imagine you're making $1 million a month. That's such a crazy shift. It's honestly like, it's unrealistic. Like your brain doesn't even believe you could get to that level. But if I said, imagine you were making 12K a month, right? It's only a 20% increase. And you could actually see in your mind what that would look like and how that much extra money would positively impact your life. And that is a tangible goal and that is within reach. It's like the carrot is within reach. So you could actually imagine yourself going for it when it's miles ahead of yourself and like 10,000 feet in the air, you can't even imagine reaching for that. So it becomes unrealistic. So what I want you to do right now is envision yourself, the guy that you have right now in your brain, but just deck him out a half point. I want you to imagine that guy was a half point or 1 point more confident. He was 1 point more jacked. He was 1 point more disciplined. He was with a woman that was 1 point more attractive or higher caliber than what he is right now, than what she is right now. Imagine your business, your brand, the amount of money you make, the amount of views you get, the people that are in your life. Just imagine it was like 1 point higher, not crazy, just a little bit better. What would that guy look like? How would he act, right? And then imagine yourself 1 point lower or whatever the lowest point you've had in your life. Imagine the weakest person that you've already been in your life. Like some of us have been at really low lows. So you don't even need to imagine it. Like you could just go back and think about the lowest low that you've ever been at. Just imagine that guy, the weak dude who's unconfident, who thinks really negatively of himself, who was like damn near depressed and just low vibe, low energy. You have these two guys inside of your mind right now. One of them's lowest, One of them is just slightly higher than you right now. Slightly higher, within reach. Now every activity that you're going about in your day-to-day right now, when you're presented those opportunities, I want you to think about, as I'm moving through this action, am I going about this action as the champion that I could be? The guy, it's not even your max potential, it's the guy that you could actually become within the next couple of weeks or month. Realistically, like, you are not far away from breaking through a mini ceiling and becoming a 0.5 or 1.0 points higher than what you're at right now. You're not far away from that. It's a couple small decisions. And that's why this concept is so powerful. It's because it's actually within reach, and it's just a couple small tweaks that you need to do in your day-to-day. But you need to have awareness as you're going about your day right now about which identity am I making these decisions from. For a lot of you guys, you want to get better with your social confidence. You want to attract higher quality women in your life, right? When you're thinking about going up and approaching the girl, just imagine yourself, before I pussy out, like, which guy do I want to be right now? Do I want to be the guy that just, maybe you're not at a level where you could just go up and sweep that girl off of her feet and bring her on a date and end up making her your girlfriend? Maybe that's really far out of your reach right now. But I bet you the dude who's 0.5 level higher than you are right now, or 1 point higher than where you are right now, that guy could at least do one step further than what you're at. So if you're like, oh, I don't even know if I could go up, like, you could at least go up. That guy would at least go up. Maybe he won't get the end result right now, but he would at least go up. If you're the guy who's trying to lose weight, right, and it's the end of the day and you're hungry and you're really craving that bad food or that weed or that alcohol while you're out right now, think about, which guy do I want to become? Am I the weak, undisciplined version of myself right now? Or am I the guy that's at least a half point or 1 point higher than where I'm at right now with my discipline, with my mindset, with my confidence, with not giving a fuck about the peer pressure or the judgment of these other people when I'm thrown into this situation? How would that guy act? We're not trying to be perfect. I think being perfect is an unrealistic level that is outside of your current reach. And so you can't correlate success with that. That's like, I see a lot of people using vision boards, and when I look at people's vision boards, they have these accomplishments and visions on the board that are crazy out of reach. And again, that is good to have because it programs it into your subconscious over time. But it's also, some of these vision boards are like crazy out of reach, and they're insane levels. And I think that makes it, there creates a disconnect there, because it's not even something you could do this week or this month. And me personally, I'm a really big believer on, I could really make a serious change in the next 2 to 4 weeks if I just commit to this thing and I make a couple different decisions compared to how I acted last month. If you do those things, that's all it really takes to make a breakthrough. It's a couple small decisions where you just man up that 1 point higher than where you're at right now in that certain pillar of your life. And when you're presented with the opportunity that the old version of you would pussy out, you have a realistic goal, but you just envision, which guy do I want to be right now? Which guy do I want to be right now? But the key is, this guy is not out of reach. This guy you could become in the next couple of weeks if you just make the disciplined decision and act as if you're that guy. You can act as if you're that guy right now, and in the next couple of weeks, you can make a massive transformation. And I want you to do this experiment with every action you do in your day for the next week. I'm not saying you need to act like this indefinitely. I think that is also unrealistic to do, but you can make a small change over the next couple of days, and that will have a compounding effect day by day that leads to a massive breakthrough in your life. All right, so think about your day, the actions you're doing, the uncomfortable actions you're doing, and the next time you're presented with that opportunity to act as that guy that's just slightly better than where you're at right now, you act like that guy. You take that action, and then most importantly, you congratulate yourself for taking that action like a fucking boss. All right, that's all for this video, guys. If you want help fast tracking this process, if you want more accountability, more of a push, more of that coaching, more of that motivation to really go after your goals, some of you guys don't really have the structure or the mindset that you really need to execute on a lot of these actions. And I get that, but that's where I come in. So if you want to actually work with me directly to go through everything I'm talking about in this video at 10x the pace, so you could really make a massive transformation with your social confidence, your dating, your mindset, your discipline, your self-development, click the links down below. Check out the brand new coaching programs I got for 2025. That's all for this video, boys. Be aware of the decisions you're making today and which identity does it really align with. I'll see you in the next one.